Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the grand finale of our season 6 premiere of the Formula One Championship here at IRC. We are here at round 13 of our main event for this weekend of Tier 2. So, welcome one and all to this fiasco. We are joined by pretty much a full grid of super enthusiastic folks who are just raring to get on the track and get some dive bombs out of the way. I'm your host Kapil6, as always, tuning in for Tier 2. So we are here at the end of a relatively short season, I must say. It's just a half season. We are kind of gearing ourselves slowly for the next game, but considering the things that have happened, we may continue with this game for a while longer. So do stay tuned. A lot of action coming your way after the season ends, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Now let's save the moment. Let's jump into a scintillating hot lap for this lovely classical circuit.
Temple of Speed, and today we are going around this fantastic historic circuit with our very own not so Masoom. Starting on the pitch straight, fast approaching T1 or the Retifolio corner. Hard braking zone. You've got to brake much earlier than usual, especially if you're on a full load and just starting the race out on like not so warm tires. Now through Curva Grande, as you can see, Masoom's clinging to the apex, clinging to the curbs, but not really going on top of it, because that really affects and hampers your speed. Now through Della Roggia, the chicane of Della Roggia, fantastic to set up an overtaking opportunity into Ascari. Everything you do after this, from the Lesmo 1 that you just saw us going through, to the much tighter Lesmo 2, which any mistake made throws you onto the gravel track. This entire section sets your car up for the kind of overtaking you want to do through Ascari. Whether you just want to close the gap and do put some pressure on the guy in front of you, or you actually want to get an overtake done. That's what those three corners are all for. And Ascari, fantastic, historic, beautiful circuit. A lot of drivers in IRC are struggling to get it right, losing 3/10, 2/10 there, which could be made up, especially for a good driver. Now through Parabolica. Fortunately, unfortunately, we don't have the kind of drivers jumping over track limit like you have in the real F1. So this is going to be a fantastic circuit to see today's racing.
Damn, hot stuff from our fellow admin Anso Masoom. Low 1 minute 18s is the target time. Well, at least that's what the time trials talk about. And that was nothing short of an exemplary lap. Our boys have readied up, so let's dive right into the action, shall we? So, looking at the weather forecast, sunny, sunny, sunny all the way through. Absolutely nothing on the radar apart from a few clouds. So we are in for some real pacey stuff tonight. So we've got a lot of cars, we've got a full grid. Don't you just love looking at a full grid? Our Tier 1 has been missing it for a while now, but it fills my heart up. It's just the fact that we've got commitment here. We've got our folks all charged up and ready to charge straight through the chicane and make their way onto a flying lap. So we've got them all lined up. We've got them all ready to go. Just give me a second, just having a look at it. Red Bull is clearly leading the championship, and Alpha in second. I mean, there's no competition there, but the driver standings, and I'm sorry that I missed it, but the battle for P2 is definitely on. Cryptid versus Evil Doc. Very, very close battle. Now, not to put a spanner in that battle, the only thing that I've realized is Cryptid has kind of messed up his primary gaming device. I believe that is a controller or wheel, I'm not absolutely sure. So it's kind of downgraded to something that is not completely proficient in, and he'll probably be struggling and not be on the same amount of pace that he has been all season long. So that's kind of already put Evil Dog in the front foot. But hey, never say never. Let's see how it fares tonight in Monza. Alright, so we've got Streeter, we've got Shivam, we've got Electrip as our lovely reserves. So 3 reserves here on display. Everyone else absolutely ready to go, flying out on circuit. Streeter as no stranger to Monza. He's been here since season 1. Man is an oldie and a goldie, and man, he's definitely on pace right now. It's just so lovely to see, old drivers come back onto the scene, back into a competitive scene with having been on the game, off the game for years and seasons that may have come. We started all the way back in our glory days with RLI in season 1. I remember the Monza race there so fondly, and well, that is now all the way at the end of our 6th season in our 3rd edition of the game, moving into F1 2021 very soon. I believe we've got someone along with us in the commentary box. If you are, and if you can hear me, give me a shout out.
Hi, it's Nitty. I'm sorry, I'm quite late today for the stream. I was actually caught up in some work and eventually couldn't make it. But here I am. Can you get me up to the pace? What happened so far?
Well, you just missed Crazy Joe, who's just has made of a mess up in Ascari, and he is out of here. There's absolutely no one near him, so we'll probably not be able to look at his wreckage. Please, Codemasters, give us an ability to look at the dead. It's not PG-13, but come on, we can handle it. So regardless, we've got 19 drivers left now. Unfortunately, he was not able to put a lap in. Streeter putting the hammer down with a 120.1. Of course, it's just a banker. Honestly, we've seen the tier 3 guys flying in the race today, and they were putting in low 119s to high 180s. It was blistering pace there. So I'm expecting absolutely nothing less from this very crowd here tonight. So yeah, that's the tale of Monza right now. Harry Rocks has put in quite a bit of practice, you may say so. But unfortunately, if you can't keep it within the white lines, it really does not matter.
I mean, after all, it's Tier 2 and it's Monza. What do you expect from them?
Absolute pandemonium, that's what. Nirma's just on track, just wasting his mediums. I mean, that's such a nice tire to have. Why would you, especially in this game, why would you want to throw it away? Anyways, he goes a little sideways, like out of turn 2 and on a hot lap. But just talking about, can you talk about who's where and how they're faring so far?
Again, your voice was cutting off all over the place.
Alright, so what I meant to ask was, do we know who's on the top step? We've got Sid on top, Rambo's on the mediums. So setting the pace are some of these guys really pushing it out there. Times are going to be tumbling down, still in the 120s. I'm honestly quite surprised to see that still. But let's see how it goes.
I reckon it's right up the time for the drivers to actually slap on new tires and actually go for actual race pace, quality pace laps now.
Yeah, I mean, or they could just do what I did yesterday, just put in those laps, get used to it. Let's not just dive right out and put a push lap and bottle it like Crazy Joe and then say, hey, that's the end of the day. I'm back to heading back to the paddock. The easy way into it. Get used to it. Get warm. Get fired up for this final event. And everyone's making full use of it. I mean, everyone's invalidating. Everyone is finding the limits and just pacing themselves. That's how it looks like right now.
Yeah, but come to think of it, Crazy Joe is the only keyboard warrior in Tier-2. And it's kind of expected to be a troublesome track for him, and it really punishes keyboard players when it comes to Monza. So I reckon that could be one of the other reasons why Crazy Joe is always DNF'd.
It could be a setup thing as well. I mean, Ascari has taken so many victims in the last 2 races, so we know, especially with the time trial setups that are being thrown around, not a lot of ride height in them. So you try to mount those curves, it's going to unsettle your car massively. So people like me have gone ahead, or the people who keep it safe have gone ahead and completely avoided that chicane just as Monk has right now. He's on his flying lap right now. Let's just wait and see. But damn son, Cryptid no slouch with that other device. He's gone on pole position with a 119.7. Whew. So it definitely is telling me that the device might have changed, but the fire in him and the pace that he's got is definitely not.
Yeah, so far it's only Cryptid who has actually managed to break in through the 120 barrier. And
Yep.
when we talk about it, Milta just backed up off his lap. Seems like he went way past his breaking point.
No, looking at the fact that he's just chilling out, not using any ARS, I'm sure he's just getting warmed up. And everybody loves taking that liberty in turn 1. But Harry Rocks
Yeah,
looks
that
to
is
be an
true.
actual push lap. Can you walk us through his lap?
Seems like his. I'm really sorry. Okay, so he has his DRS on keeping it clean, making sure that he doesn't have any disadvantages throughout his back straight. Going to the chicane, keeping it tight to the curves, making sure he doesn't bomb those curves because a little bit of here and there on the curbs could actually his whole off and actually cost him his death. Anyways, he is finally displayed and he seems to have 2 green sectors so far, and looks like he managed to keep his car at P3 and he's already went 19,739. That's a good lap for Arox, and eventually that means P3 for him.
You might want to fix your mic there a bit, Nifty. We're kind of losing you a bit. I'll give you a second. Oh, looking at that though, the chicken just saying, yeah, yeet, let's get on with the action already. Enough of this damn hot lap and invalidation business. I need to get back into the bits. And it's nice to see. He's getting comfortable with the RJ action that's going to come his way. So he's already getting used to the sausage curves that are there. So we've got another yellow flag around the same area, and that's because of chicken, I believe. Yeah, it was going quite, or was that Death Hunter? I'm not really sure, but we did have a middle sector offing there. But regardless,
Seems like already has a purple sector 2, but he has a yellow sector 1 that could possibly cost him some
yeah,
time.
baby, that is pole position.
That is inspirational for that Hunter and his Ferrari.
Yeah, Ferrari really on it right now. The times are tumbling down. 95 already. Just a few minutes ago it was 20 so people are finding a lot of pace. Maybe we can go to push to talk, that would be really nice. Who else is actually on a lap? So we've got Faizan just chilling around, not really doing. BK19 who just crossed the line and continuing on. That's also good. Abi, however, not really finding. Yeah.
Soft, spy lap all soft, and he hasn't put in a time yet.
Yep, that's clear indication that he's just putting bankers. He's just getting used to the track. We'll probably wait for another 4.5 minutes for him to actually reveal his pace. I mean, he's doing a push lap right now, but that's a push in lap. We've seen a lot of the tier 1 boys do that, and just to see how can they push when the tires are not in their best. Really helps you set or get set for the race to come. Regardless,
I think Manish Bang is on hot lap and he said the fastest sector 2. Seems like he might be one of the first one-ups in the top 5 grades who could actually manage to
Yeah, he's
get into one.
invalidated, so he's coming back into the pits. That was yeah.
Oh, so-
Okay, so Akash is now on lap. Oh, he's kind of just narrowly avoided. I believe that was not Streeter, that would be Chickens. I apologize for that. Actually, stay on board with Akash. We got Shivam, who's, well, let's be honest, that is not what you want to be seeing in your hot lap. I'm not sure how much of a slipstream he got from that, but doesn't look to be too happy. Got a little wide there in Lesmo 1. Neat and a little safe in Lesmo 2, if I may say so. Now he's charging down the field to Ascari. Let's see how much he attacks that lovely chicane.
He goes a bit wide.
He was a little wide. That's definitely not going to help him. He hasn't invalidated, which is great to see, but going wide would definitely have not helped his cause. I'm putting in a banger of a lap. But again, very cautious into Parabolica, and he's called it quits. Okay, fair point. Of course, we don't want to be wasting our time here. Except if you're Abi Ferrello and you're just going to be waiting for the end of the session. Are we just having terrible network issues right now? I don't know what is Abi doing. Is he waving to his fans? Is he just soaking in the environment? What's going on?
Man, seems like he's calling quits and going to the pits right now.
I don't really think this is the pits, mate.
For some reason, he's just staying out, getting used to the track. I think he's just warming up.
I think he's just enjoying it, because looking at the situation right now, he does not have the time to get back into the pits. Oh man, look at that. His own teammate narrowly, no, that was a Ferrari, my bad, but narrowly avoiding. This is really catching people off guard, and that is not something you really want to be seeing during a hot lap. Someone just coming in uninvited and blocking or just distracting you. Goes really sideways there, and that's kind of really tampering with his lap. That's the end of that one. So it probably has one more to go. Let's see. Harry Rocks on another lap. Whoa, really cutting the second chicken there. I'm not really sure if that's invalidated, but still pushing on. Little bit of a sideways action there into Lesmo 1. Getting a bit of the grass, going really wide. And that he will definitely want to take a breather on that one. Cryptid did set the provisional pole at one point in time, setting another fastest sector 1, simply flying right there. I don't know what he's done. Probably he's back on his primary. We'll have to wait and watch, but definitely looks to be a good case. Going really wide into Lesmo 1. Hope that would not invalidate it. It's a typical spot where you have that, but regardless, he pushes on. He might back out at some point in time, but knowing that he's probably lost a lot of chunk. But hey, let's wait and watch.
I mean, so far we've seen quite a lot of drivers going off in Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2. It's a term that actually punishes the driver if it's not taken appropriately.
For sure. Wow, look at that line. Inches away from the track limits, and he goes on pole. Did not have the best of middle sector, so he will probably want to go for one more run. But let's also keep in mind that it's already done a lap, and it's only gonna hurt his tire wear only so much more as he goes on. Death Hunter, we are on board with him. P2, marginally down, but let's see how he fares. Swinging through Lesmo 1, nice exit through Lesmo 2, and he is charging down the field now.
Yeah, once we see Death Hunter go on his lap, we just have a Circle Penny going up P3 right now, and he said the third fastest lap in the session as of now.
Yep, and Death Hunter's backed off, probably will go for one more go. Shivam is on 2 lap hold. Oh man, you see that chicken just flying over and over again. He's getting to me right now, but Faizan is on a lap, takes so much of the curb, gets on the grass and bashes into the wall, and that's the end of his qualifying.
Yeah, it's sad to see.
BK19 going really hot into turn 1, and that's the end of his run as well.
Quick thing, Pepper, what do you think would be the street strategy for this race tonight?
Well, it's a complete dry session, so given the fact that many of these are controller or wheel players, they should have no issues with a simple one-stop from softs to mediums. But we'll have to wait and watch. We've got 4 cars. What's going on right now? We got Abi Ferrello just flying across the track. We've got a 3-car pile up into turn 3. What is going on here? I'm sure I did notice 3 cars all bunched up together, so there must have been a huge incident. I'm really apologize that we missed it. But that's the end of his qualifying lap. That's the end of Death Hunter's qualifying lap. Streeter now is going to take the reins and says, "Thank you, gentlemen, for screwing yourselves up. I'm going to go and also screw it up." But Manish Banger says, "Thank you," with a 6-lap old tire. What? He is going to struggle a bit. He is definitely going to struggle a bit in the race, but regardless, he takes the top step with pole position. We've got Chicken, will probably be his final contender, maybe after Akash as well. Akash is coming across the final corner, takes Parapolica, still again very cautiously, getting completely away from the curbs, crosses the line. Does he improve? No, unfortunately he does not. Who are we on board with? Chicken, my bad. Chicken now also coming across the same, going a lot more usage of the curb there. Will he move up? Yes, he does beat his supposed teammate, moves up to the P6. And that is the end of qualifying, ladies and gentlemen.
That was quite cool. So the whole mishap in the end, it was just a lot of information to process in one place.
Yeah, but the pace, I'm a little surprised. I am not gonna lie. We pretty much saw the same pace or near the same pace from our tier 3 boys. They were flying in the afternoon, and it's pretty much the same conditions as well. But regardless, Manish Banger with a 6-lap old soft tires goes on pole. That's showing good pace, honestly. Cryptid in P2, man on charge right now. He's in P3 fighting, trying to get on to P2 in the championship. Death Hunter in P3. Ferrari boys looking fantastic. Sid Kulkarni, the lone Williams in P4. Electrip doing a fantastic job with the banker in the second run. P5. Chicken in P6. Streeter in P7. Harry Rocks lead Haas in P8. Shivam in P9. Evil Doc. Whoa, he's all the way down in P10. That's not exactly looking too good for his card. Maybe one position down would have helped his cause with respect to the tire choice. But it is what it is. I gotta move on to the Monza Grand Prix, the Italian Grand Prix, sorry.
But come to think of it, both the Red Bull drivers are down below P10. Seems like they'll be running, I guess, hard for the start.
Mediums to softs, yeah. So probably we will go on the alternate strategy. It is quite overpowered here. Now, the only thing that can shuffle things around is a safety car. We've seen 3 safety cars in tier 1. We've seen 1 safety car in tier 3. So you tell me which is cleaner. But looking at the stats, there's a good chance that we will have at least 1 safety car here tonight. So that's when it's really begs the question, when does it come? What does it do to your strategy? Who's going to blink? Who's going to stay out? Who's going to stick to their guns? Who's going to fold and make usage of the opportunity given to them?
I'll just wait for the pages to be unfolded, I guess.
Cloudy conditions to begin the race. We will see the weather forecast come in just a sec. I believe it might have, but it is still a dry session. Cloudy to sunny sky through the course of the race. And yeah, that definitely, as of qualifying, it is advantage cryptid. He will definitely want to make the most of this and try to stay there in front and back that elusive P2 in the championship. But knowing Monza, knowing that really doesn't matter where you qualify, if anything, you're more likely to get murdered into turn one. So it's in my opinion, both of them are equally likely to get squashed. Evil Doc like right in the midfield, P10. I mean, he I would not want to be in his position one bit. Chicken is in P5. We got Streeter with all of his experience in P6, so I'm very interested to see how he does coming back into the scene here. Yes, it's just the final race of the season, but would with all of his pace, being a tier 1 driver, he's not in P1, so probably still a little out of shape from being away from the game so long. But good to see that there's so much competition fighting against him.
Ready to talk about it. Can we have tire telemetry on? That's quite some fancy tire selections. So from P1 to P10, we have soft runners, we have 5-Zan, BK19, Rambo, Akash, and RB4 on mediums, RB20, RB20 and Grazy on hards, and Neymar, Monk, and Avi on softs. That's quite interesting from Monk, Avi, and Neymar to be running on softs at the start of the race, even though they're outside the top 10 qualifiers.
So I love Monk's strategy. It kind of tells me two things. One is he's kind of sure that he's going to get murdered into turn one. He's already ready to change his tire. Second, it's smart because it's cool right now. It's cloudy conditions. The track temp is going to be a little lower, and this is the time where the softs really have a bit bigger advantage than mediums, because this is a little harder to activate in these, at least in real life that is the case. We'll probably be using that knowledge to probably jump up a couple of positions and get into the points.
Yeah, it's quite intelligent if you ask me.
Yep, Monk is definitely a super smart guy. Works in a reputed firm, has a lovely family and everything, so let's see how he fares. But hey, look at this, we've got the front runners kind of quite a bit ahead. We've got a big gap between P8, P9, like everyone's just taking their own time. Some people like Evil Doc is not interested in this whole shenanigans. He wants to get in, get set, and probably get dead or get into the points.
I mean, we've seen Evil Doc before. I'm pretty sure he has a mission tonight as well for this race.
Yeah. He's Mr. Consistent, but RB is just gonna have some lovely fun. He's only used one set of tires. He's got so many tire sets available, and I'm really curious to see how he charges up the field. But finally, we've got 5 lights, which slowly got, and he's completely off frame, unfortunately. And away we go. We got a good start from Monish. We've got a bit of cars going side by side. Electrip looking to make a move, but so far so clean. Going into turn 1, who makes the dive bomb? No one. Oh, we got Streeter completely made mullered there, squeezing Evil Dog, but Evil Dog says no you and gets a lovely position up. Got Faizan completely maneuvered by BK19, but other than that, we've got a fairly good start. Avi Ferrello just completely chilling on the back. We got Harry Rocks trying to make a move on on Electrip. Electrip completely not exactly taking the escape road, but gets a little cheeky move outside and gets the move done. Harry Rocks a little bit struggling as he did in his flying laps on Lesmo 1, but amazing action so far. Chicken stays. No, he's also dropped down 2 positions. Streeter being the biggest loser so far. Evil Doc back in the points. So that is where it stands. Let's have a look at who's where and what's going on with respect to the position change. I don't really know where that is. There it is. So we've got some action. We've got Rambo, who did make up a position. VK19 had a bad start and slowly making his way back up. Monk unfortunately did not make any inroads. That's a little bit of a shame. But regardless, he's going to use the opportunity now with those fresh softs to power his way through. Abi moves up a position. Now we've got a lot of decent car, everyone. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. We've got a sector 1 offing. We've got 3 cars wide. We've got Streeter. No, that's Chicken. I don't know who that is. But we've got a Renault who's completely stopped on track. Crazy Joe is also moving up a place. RB Ferrello is still chilling.
Oh well, that's quite interesting. For some reason, Chicken's Renault was just that stop in the middle of the turn.
That probably means he's reset to track. We know that is not allowed, so probably be slapped with another big fat penalty. Rambo now still very close to PK19. I mean, he's pushing on, he's pushing onwards. Let's see how he fares. Going into the Ascari chicane, breaks quite late, cuts the chicane, trying so as not to unsettle his car, get a better setup for sure. Absolutely no lateral movement there. We've got Abi, who's kind of spun off at Ascari, and he's dropping like a stone. Very bad positioning, gets completely ghosted by Chicken, luckily, and well, he'll have to head back to the pits for a new set of tires. Monk very close to Shivam right now. We've got some car who's gone into the pit, so there is a lot of movement. But Sid Kulkarni also hot on the tail of Harry, and wow, this is also looking to be a battle for the ages. Evil Dog just sitting behind, just taking his time. He's got the championship to think about. We've got Nirma getting a bad exit from all of this. Death Hunters unfortunately disconnected from the session. Shivam gonna look down the inside. The newest and oldest kid gets squeezed into the Delorogio chicane, and that is really unfortunate, and we'll have to wait for a wild old time. Completely gets ghosted, loses a bit of his front wing in the process, and that was a very audacious move, I may say so. But unfortunate ending for him nevertheless.
Although you gotta give kudos to Shivam for actually kicking up with the car, actually going down at that turn, thinking about making a move. That has got balls. I gotta be honest.
Yep, it was a bold move, but he was in no position. He had no right onto that corner, and Monk definitely made sure of that. And
he just pulled the door on in.
Yep. But now Evil Doc's ready to make a charge. Sid has not gotten the best of exits in the last corner on Parabolica, and Evil Doc will say thank you very much and move up into P5. Man is on a superb charge right now. Monk up into the points. Avi is hot on his tail. Crazy Joe has been overtaken by Faizan. Harry Rocks has already gotten a penalty, though it's a little early. Nody Little Boy has been extending the tracks quite a bit. We've got Chicken, who's almost a lap down. Man, what is going on with him? RB Ferrello, whoa, wait, hello. He's already back into P13. The man is now getting into the rhythm. Is slowly waking up from a deep slumber of partying too hard over the week for his lovely victory. We don't even have any intervals time, so we're going to stay on board. Oh, looking at that action, we just had Monk and Avi going side by side, and Avi losing a big chunk of his front wing. That is some spicy stuff there. Avi will not be happy with the space left there going into the Ascari chicane. He'll unfortunately drop out a bit. Chicken does go into the pit and retire there. He's had enough. Probably something has ticked him off, and he will call it curtains tonight. BK and Rambo Very close. They were close in the beginning. Rambo goes on to the grass. Breaks later. Will BK19 get a switchback? No, just gets a big fat Red Bull diffuser to as a face smash going to turn 2, and Rambo moves up into P9.
As we talk about it, RBFL is actually making moves on Washington Neymar himself. He's actually pushing really hard. As we talk about it, seems like BK19 is on Rambo's gearbox for quite a while now, and he's actually shunted into him. Either ways, let's go on board with Evil Dog right now. Seems like Evil Dog and Sid Kulkarni Yep, Evil Dog just makes a move on Harry Rocks. That was quite easy for him with the DRS straight open. It'll be an easy breeze for him to actually go past Harry Rocks. Harry Rocks trying to, make sure he uses his DRS as much as needed and trying to deploy another attack on Evil Dog. I think he might as well try to make sure that he deploys another attack after this happens. Into this diabolical dove, but Evil Dog is just too fast for him in the straights. He has already flew the same and made the move on Rishmanger, who's down the pits right now. I think he is in the pits for
set of hearts.
Set of hearts, yep. That's quite the choice. I mean, we did see the at the start strategies that soft heart could actually be a possibility.
I mean, he was kind of put in a corner there, putting 6 laps on a set of softs during quali to get that in, so he's probably already handicapped on that front, so that was his only opportunity. But yeah, he made it work. Soft hard is definitely not a slouch of a start either, but let's see how it kind of fares over the course of the race. But he's already done with his stop, and he's going to be charging on. Well, we had this battle a couple of laps ago. Evil Dog, however, was behind these two guys, and then he says, you know what, press pause for this for a while. I have business to take care of. I know you guys are really in a frenzy and you want to have some fun, but frolic around in your own time. Let me get past you, and then I can hit unpause for you. And he's gone ahead and done it in fantastic style in a couple of in the next 2 laps. He made quick work of them, and now he's charging in P3. So Death Hunter is the next guy to pit. Sid Kulkarni going around the outside. Sorry about that, but getting squeezed by Harry Rocks, when unfortunately was not able to make the move stick. Harry Rocks getting a much better exit in the process. We got Akash and Faizan battling it out. Faizan going really deep into turn 1. Akash unfortunately not getting the best of exits there. Did you see Faizan just drive into the distance? I mean, having a worse start. Alright, you know why? Because he is disconnected. My bad. Yeah, the Alpha Tauris are now battling now. These guys have been at each other's throats for the entirety of the season. I mean, this is the best team rivalry that I've seen. BK19 is out of juice. Will Avi go down the inside into Ascari chicane? No, there's not leaving enough space, but somehow they make it out of it unscathed. Now Monk is hot on the tail because of the poor exit. Now Avi is also under 10% of ERS, while Monk is at freaking 60%. Look at the charge that he's got on all of them, and Monk is going to go for a same move that I had pulled off in Tier 1. We're going to go for both of these Alpha Tauris. Is he going to go down the inside, the middle? The door is closing. He's going through. Oh, but well, that was really unfortunate and anticlimactic, but Avi gets thrown off, and so does BK19. Monk charges on, having completely destroyed the Alpha Tauri gang in Tier 2. Nirma now also trying to make the most of this opportunity, stays but is not able to stick the landing. You're saying, Nifty?
No, I'm just amazed by the fact that Monk took advantage of both the Alpha fighting and going at each other's neck. That was crazy.
Crazy. I don't know who's exactly at fault. Definitely was a very close situation. That's how it looked like on stream. So that's unfortunate for him.
There's not a lot of space on that track when it comes to going 3 wide with the IRC straight open. Eventually, someone's about to get hurt. It's kind of expected.
Yep. And all this battling, Abi is just stuck behind, bide his time, and now he's gonna make a simple little overtake on Nirma. And I'm sure Nirma is not gonna be fighting it too hard. He knows it's coming. He's using a little bit, probably to put in a defense, and that's kind of forcing RB's hand to do the same. But these two are going to be fighting, going to go side by side into turn 1. But will he go around the outside? Will he brake late? Who gets the corner? Oh, what a sweet move. Well, late breaking move by Abi. My apologies there. And he gets the move. Oh my god, look at that action right there. Shivam, Faizan, and I believe that's Cryptic. Cryptic has made his pit stop, but he's come behind this traffic. And man, yeah, oh man, is that really hindering him right now. He's got past one of the racing points, but he's unable to get past the other one. And look at the pace difference he's got. Man will not be happy at this point because he's losing a lot of time to Evil Doc right now. But still a very early move, don't you think so?
He did hit quite early.
Oh, getting squeezed again, but he says, I am having none of it. Cryptid moves up in a P7.
That was quite an easy move for him, to be honest, but it was really, really cutthroat.
Well done indeed, yes. So Nirma, Abi, now all the people outside the top 10 now in the top 5. So fantastic stuff from them. The only thing that I'm really looking at is Cryptid having pitted so early for the medium tire. So is that a 2-stop? I'm a little concerned with his tire life through the end. Evil Doc will definitely go a few more laps, maybe 1 or 2 more before he actually makes the move. Sorry, makes his pit stop. But now we've got so much more battling going on into turn 1. Side by side action. Electrip and Munish Banger. Argy-bargy stuff, but both of them keep their front wings intact. Crazy Joe inches away from the pair of them, but just staying away from it. Staying away from all the action and damage that's going to ensue. Lovely battle between the 3 of them.
To be very honest, it's quite some view for Crazy Joe sitting, going Electric and Monish from the back. It's quite crazy when it comes down to the nitty-gritty of racing. Tier 2 guys never feel to amaze me. Like for instance, right now.
Look at the brave move by Electric. Go around the outside. Actually, he's collected Monish Banger. My bad. I don't know if Monish went deep there, but he got caught out.
Yeah. Right as I was talking about how great these guys are, I see something as such and it just breaks my heart.
For sure, that's an unfortunate incident there. Nirma is pitted on the right times, put on the medium cupboard of tires. He'll probably want to get that to the end of the race. Let's wait and watch how that happens. Abi Ferrello though, he's just pounding in the lap times. He's probably got the fastest lap, I'm not exactly sure. But he is hunting down the second Alfa Romeo of Monk right now.
But you gotta give it to the Alfa Romeo and the Red Bull boys. They made a good strategy decision by staying out of the top 10 qualifiers and eventually getting that extra lead in the later stages of the race. Right now, like for instance, Abi Ferrello was sitting P20, and right now he's P4 already. He's back up, asserting his dominance, throwing his hammer down the track and making sure he hands down the Alfa Romeos in front of him. And it's quite really a struggle for Monk to actually get hunted by Alfa Ferrello. As we all know, Alfa Ferrello is actually one of the fastest driver we have in Tier 2, and he actually could go on par with Tier 1 boys as well. If you remember his past, what do you say? Which have been quite astonishing, if you ask me. as we talk about it, Monk goes down, he dives down in the pits. I think it's right about time for him to pull the trigger and go slap on new mediums. Eventually will come out P9. Seems like Death Hunter and Akash were going close. Yep, seems like it. Seems like Death Hunter will actually make a move on Akash if he has enough ERS to make a move on him.
Oh,
That's
and
really
Monk has joined the chat. Death Hunter taking full advantage of that locker from Akash and gets the move up into P12. Monk has luckily, very fortunately come up ahead in front of these folks, and will probably definitely be thankful that he can just drive away from all of it. Akash getting the worst possible exit from all of this and also moves down another position and gets it.
It's actually quite lucky for Monk to actually make through that traffic on his pit exit. But eventually, it will actually help him, to get away from traffic and actually go on his mission back again and Mercedes Dominance trying to go for that podium.
Yep, the Red Bull boys carry on while the Evil Duck, our leader, not net leader, but leader of the Grand Prix, has just pitted. Now Cryptid, as you can see in the distance, is going, and Faizan has not pitted yet. Now Electrip though will take the fastest final sector and just get out in front of Evil Duck. Now Evil Duck has a full tank of electrical charge in his battery, and let's see how quickly he gets up to speed and obliterates Electrip to get back into fighting contention. We've got we've got Death Hunter, who's been shoved out wide by Akash, coming back onto the circuit in a very dangerous manner, if I may say so, losing so many positions in the fray of things. Unfortunate for him.
It's always sad to see a driver joining the track in a dangerous way. It's always a bummer.
Yep. But it's Tier 2 racing, hard and very hard to stay in the fight for too long. You make one mistake and the field's going to eat you up for a lovely dinner of pizza.
But do you think IRC will actually move fast? Do you think something as such is actually possible? Because we know for a fact IRC has great pace, and if he gets that advantage of clean air, he'll actually be able to, create some gap. Oh, forget about it. Well, looks like Evil Duck just made a move on Electric. We're going
quite deep into turn 1 there, but a lovely switchback, sideways action for Electric. Gets those medium tires red hot and gives the position on a red hot plate to Evil Duck, and he will say thank you very much and be on his very little way. Now Faizan is the only guy who can put a spanner in the works. He's not pitted yet. He's also on that alternative strategy, and he's coming very quickly to the clutches of Evil Duck. Now, knowing him personally from a lot of league racing, difficult man to get past. He can really position his car in a way which really throws people off, and I'm quite interested to see how this battle turns out.
It's definitely something we'll love to see. But as we talk about it, Crypto is on Asian mediums, and I think he's trying to make a move on Arbitral. He's pulled off almost 1.5 seconds of gap between him and Arbitral, and he's pushing the gap pretty soon. What do you think will be the time for Crypto to actually make a move on Arbitral?
Yep, using a bit of ERS, and he gets the move done. Good stuff. Behind though, we've got another action going on. Crazy Joe on those 14 lap old hard tires, braking super late and pushing, shoving, literally bullying Harry Rocks 24. Crazy Joe keeps the position, but the supreme traction from those medium tires helping Harry Rocks go round the outside, still side by side, finally gets the move done into the next chicane. Oh, amazing battle there from Crazy Joe, just giving nothing away. And having said that, he feels he's done his job on holding up Harry Rocks and swiftly moves out to let Sid back into the action. That's a true teammate there.
Electric just made a move. I think he just went in on the inside of Faizan. He actually went right past Faizan as you were talking about a couple of laps back.
Yep, his tires are quite old. I mean, look at it.
Right.
Almost 10 laps older. Happy Ferrello, our race leader, all the way from P18, has spit onto the soft tires at lap 16. Now he's going to be coming around Harry Rocks. Sid has also gone through. Who can anyone else? No, he will not. So he's going to be starting in, well, it's going to be P8 very soon, because we've got Munish Banger. He's going to dive down late. Will he get the move? He puts on overtake while braking. That's a very interesting strategy there, but unfortunately is unable to get past Abi Ferrello. And now you can see that Red Bull just driving off into the distance. I don't know what's happened here, but Faizan, I don't know if he's pushed him wide or he just shoved his way through with all that ERS might. Let's move back into P4. Woo-wee!
It was quite funny, to be honest. I mean, the last thing I remember was Electric stringing away from Faizan and putting off a gap, like what, 6/10, and out of nowhere, then he's already ahead.
Yep, I smell foul play, but you know, we don't have it in evidence, so all I can do is accuse. The other Red Bull.
All the viewers are not actually able to see something as such, but one thing we often see is one thing for sure, that we'll see Green racing and Electric trying to go on the outside and actually making a move. It seems like Faizan is diving down the pits. Yeah, that is being good.
Yep.
We see our race leader Rambo going down the pits as well, and he'll be coming out on socks.
That was close.
Oh, I love it. It was quite an unsafe pit release, if you ask me.
It's he's already outside the pit, so that doesn't even apply. But Harry Rocks is still behind Crazy Joe. What is this man defending? He's defending with all his might. Just putting a solid job right now, not letting anyone through. Abi Ferrello's made quick work of his teammate. Actually come both pretty much side by side. Harry Rock's going to actually think about making a move into Lesmo 1. Unable to do that. Oh, he gets a punt from his own teammate. That is friendly fire. Harry Rock says absolutely not. You're not getting any of it. Rambo is unsure of what to do because he's got such a brilliant exit, but cannot come into the fight with his teammate. Harry Rock goes defensive, but Abi just swoops around the outside, side by side action into Yaskari chicane, bounce that curb, comes out of it alive, but Abi Ferrello gets through unscathed.
Rambo just took advantage and just came in scrapping the fights, and he's actually trying to make a move on Harry Rocks as well, and he might as well just pull it off. Yes, he does. He goes P7.
No, he does not. Harry Rocks keeps the position into P6. Man, that is some insane defending. Abi Ferrello did, however, swoop around the outside and get the... Oh! We've got Harry Rocks gone too deep into turn 2. That's not good news for him. Rambo now entering this action, makes swift work of him as if he never existed, and continues. Rambo completely getting caught off guard with that mistake of Harry Rocks, and now with quite fresher tires, he's gonna charge up and try his luck and his ability against Harry. Getting closer. He's going to go down the inside. Will he make the move stick? Yes, he does. Rambo, however, with that supremo speed on those soft tires, misjudges it. Completely donates his front wing to the chicane of champions, as AC Cylinder had called it yesterday, and probably repeating again for another set of softs. I mean, it's brand new. the fact that he's got so much damage is a real big F in chat.
And it's quite interesting to see Rambo not able to actually, keep up with the breaking points and going in way too deep, doing anything in his front wing. But it is what it is. You can't do anything as such after something has happened. Anyways, right as we talk about the Red Bull boy, Manish Banger seems to make a move on Heavy Rocks, I presume? Yep, it's Heavy Rocks. He's closing in the gap really close on those hard tires. But essentially, the hard tire runners will have an advantage. Is that true, couple?
Yes, obviously they've got a good amount of advantage at this stage. Like we see, Wabi Ferrello thinking about an audacious dive bomb there, but thinks better of it. Got a lovely setup on board, completely mounting that chicken without any hesitation. Just chilling. Sid Kulkarni's got the ERS in this battle, but he definitely does not have the tires, and you can just see the exit. Abi gets on Parabolica, through Parabolica, and with absolutely zero ERS usage gets the move done. Fantastic stuff.
Absolutely fantastic, yes. So
battle on the top. We've got 8 seconds is the gap between Cryptid and Evil Dog. That's 7 points. These guys have fought it out. They made their way through the field, and it all comes down to this. We got 5 lap difference in the tires. Now, if the real question begs, will it fall off the cliff? Will it stay enough to kind of take it to the end and limp home with an elusive P2? That's the question to be seen. So we'll have to wait and watch.
Although if this is the end grid.
Oh, Harry making quite a late move there, but Manish Banger slides his car through that Haas, moves up into P7. Wow, that was some aggressive defending from Harry Rocks, who did not pay off.
It squeezes off Manish Banger a lot, but Manish Banger, being the well-known driver he is, he managed to slip his car right through Harry Rocks' defense.
Absolutely, he's got a little more ERS, but Harry does have DRS. He's going to go side by side into turn 1. Who's going to come out on top? Harry squeezing him a lot. Misses his braking point. Trying for a switchback, Manish Banger, but gets that rear right from Harry Rocks just in the way as a failed attempt, and he has to settle back into P8 for a lovely battle there.
I was about to ask you, did he not use any ERS whilst Harry was attacking him?
He did use a lot, but not enough, because the DRS effect was so much more.
7 miles per hour, 8 minutes per hour, advantage.
20 kmph, that's the difference.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. Well, Abi is on a charge.
He's flying through to the track. So already pulled off like a 2-second gap in a matter of what, a lap?
Yeah, because he's got such fresher tires and a softer set. He's got to make the same move that he's been doing all day long. No ARS usage. Gonna go lovely looking into the left, and this is smiles and waves at his competition as he swiftly passes through them.
That'll put him into the podium places. That's a good thing to hear, to be honest. It's literally the same podium places from P1 to P3 as it has been for the past couple of weekends. Scripted, Evil Dog, Alpha, the same faces over and over again.
Are we getting past Streeter there? Streeter with that lap 1 unfortunate moment. He's on 19 lap old hard tires. That's quite old. Nursing it somehow. Will he be able to make it to the end is the question that remains to be answered. But are we not waiting around to see that unfold? And he makes his way up into P10.
Yep. Yeah, seems like the drivers are really far paced right now. Electric is kind of closing. No, he doesn't. Yep.
So as it stands, the gap has stayed still. It is showing the supreme pace of Cryptid. Man is absolutely flying with those very worn out mediums. The life is 16 tires. Anything above is pushing it. Yes, it could probably go to 18 or maybe even 20 laps, but that's when they kind of start going out of phase. None of the top three have penalties, so they've kept it spick and span clean, which is great to see. Evil Doc trying as much as he can to get into it, but they really does not have to see him to have any answer. Streeter still close to Avi. That's more or less both of these tires falling out. Kind of equal life, maybe a little worse for Streeter, but we know that Streeter has some good amount of pace. I mean, he did at least. So I wouldn't be surprised if he actually got back into the mix come the end of the race. But
not just that, has had a lot of ERS as well. He has almost 90% of his ERS saved up.
he's a strategic man for a reason. Let's see how he fares. Alright, so Harry is behind Manish. That's unfortunate. But this is pretty much coming to the end of the Grand Prix, so please put in your driver of the day in the chat. We'll probably have a look at it once the race and the season ends, so put in your votes soon. But the racing points a little close to each other. We've got Faizan and Shivam hot on the tail of Streeter. They've got much fresher tires and they should be able to get closer, at least, and that's the way it looks right now. So I'm actually quite interested to see how this one pans out.
Yep, definitely.
Harry not giving up. Harry did get overtaken, but he is looking at it. He's saved a bit of ERS. He's almost up to 50% right now. Got the DRS and he's going to bide his time. He knows that he's only got one chance. If he's going to be all or nothing, just send it, use all of the ERS, send it in one final charge. So he's getting, but mistakes like this really cost him. It really opens up the gap and you can see it going up and up and up, and now not really helping his cause there. Streeter getting all out of shape at the end of Escari. Those fresh tires on Faizan really just helping him fly across. Faizan having used all of his ERS and then some. Now this is what I really want to see. Streeter's gonna go ahead and save that ERS, that battery for a while. Is he gonna deploy all of it right now? Yes, he does. He's going for it slowly. Yes, he's coming. He's coming, Faizan. Be ready for it. No. He says no, not yet. Not yet. I will have my time, but this is not it. So Avi is just up ahead. Faizan really has absolutely no ERS left, so I'm interested to see what kind of a battle he can put against, what defense he can put against Streeter right now.
But for some reason, Streeter is playing it really strategically. He's really conserving all of his ERS. He's not using it like he's not throwing all of his ERS down the drain. This is quite strategic.
This is lovely stuff to see. Yeah, absolutely. Out there in the front, I'm not going to switch camera, but out in the front, Abi has brought down the gap to 2.5 seconds over the span of the last 5-6 laps. Streeter getting all out of shape. His tires are absolutely done and dusted, so he'll actually have to use a lot of ERS just to get back into the mix. Avi now going to be eaten by Faizan, going to go around the outside on those fresh soft tires. easy move into the points position.
Yeah, but we know one thing for sure. Cryptid will come out on P2 in the constructor in the driver standings if he wins this race,
Yep,
which he
and
definitely will. It's a
oh,
good. What's the tweet?
looking at the situation, Streeter unable to fight against, but only positive, a silver lining in his eyes is that red flashing light from Shivam. Just means, hey, there might be an opportunity coming very, very soon. Gap has now reduced to under 2 seconds between RB and Evil Doc. Harry is still behind Munish. He's got like 1.5 laps to go. Will he be able to make a move? He's got one. Oh man, he takes it super cautious there. Nirma as well in this battle. So he's going to go down to the wire. Nirma deploying all of it to get close to Harry Rocks. That's going to leave him a little vulnerable on the straight. Harry's got 30. Munish Bank has got 36, so that's fantastic to see. Avi has come back into the mix. Faizan is also battling against this pack, but we're just going to go a little further up ahead. We've got these 3 cars battling it out for turn 1. Faizan and Avi going to go side by side. Streeter left in the dust. Shivam going to enter. Diving, all 3 of them locking up heavily. Fighting, a lot of argy-bargy stuff there. And Faizan still stays out in front. Shivam now round the outside of Avi. Blinking lights. We've got Crazy Joe. We're going to ignore that for a bit. But oh my goodness, that is heavy defense there from Shivam. And the racing points have gone through both Avi and Streeter just in the nick of time.
Definitely, the racing points are going at each other's throats for quite a while now. After Shiva made the move on Avi's AlphaTauri, they've been just going at it for the past, 3 laps? But either way, Scripted comes home, in P3. Definitely for me, driver of the day goes to Adi Ferrello. Either ways, even after the penalties come into play, Electric stays P4, and that brings an end to the top 5 runner-ups of Monza.
Well, Harry was inches away from Munish at the end of the race. Super hot stuff. Whoa! And Avi gets him on the line. But those extra penalties did not help him in the end of it. But damn son, that was a nice photo finish there to round off our Grand Prix. Wow, that was unexpected. We kind of missed that because there was so many cars going side by side and pretty close to each other at the last lap. So everyone's been saving up. But wouldn't you believe it? Streeter gets the last laugh. He's got no penalties on board, so shoots back up, past the racing points and past Avi back into P11. Great stuff for him. P10, sorry.
Definitely. As I say, driver of the day goes to Anna. It's quite amusing to see such fast drivers show their sheer pace from going back of the grid to the front of the grid in the podium places.
Absolutely.
It's definitely to see Chicken DNF this race weekend as well. Surely hope that he puts this whole season behind and looks forward for the other season, the upcoming seasons.
Yep, they've got pace. They can always work on their consistency with more and more exposure. Racecraft is, and consistency over a 50% race is what really brings in the points at the end of the day. And RB Ferrello, Evil Doc and Cryptid have been fine examples of that all season long. It really shows with the points that they have racked up come the end of our season 6 coverage of the F1 season. So great to see that he does it when it counted. Cryptid fantastically We're starting just out in P2 and got the right strategy in the book and takes home the top step to get into P1 in the championship. So fantastic to see from him. A lovely drive.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Now I think we can go into the podium celebration, see how that's fared. So let's see if we can bring our boys in for the final time. Uh, uh, let's let's see who we've got in store. Um,
It's a lot of.
Let me get some of these boys in. We've got RB here, I guess.
Yes,
Don't see
I'm
a
here.
cryptid anywhere. That's a little unfortunate. But hey, superb stuff nonetheless. Let's start with our very own Evil Duck. Evil Duck, how was your race?
It was tight race.
Alright. Anything else to
Yeah,
say?
kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, like kind of. It was the quality was not that good. I could have been top somewhere. That would have definitely made some difference at least. Yeah, but anyway, nonetheless, P2. I'll take it anytime.
I still have to look at the points tally. Let me just bring that up. I haven't exactly updated the results yet, but I'm definitely interested to see who's gone ahead of where. So wait, we had a 20-point gap between the two, so I don't believe it's going to be enough for Cryptid to actually take P2 in the championship. So I guess that was an oopsie on our end. But after you got through all of that traffic, both you and RB, I mean, had a fantastic race. I mean, nothing to take away from you guys. Really spot on braking, spot on positioning of the car, spot on racecraft, and it showed. I mean, you guys came out well ahead of the rest of the field and in a league of your own. And that's kind of been the story of the season, if I may say so. I mean, of course, we had a lot more cars like Chicken coming in every now and then into the mix, but nobody stayed. Nobody stayed, unlike you three. So great race. Fantastic P2, a strong finish to round out the season. Anything
Yeah,
else
yeah.
that you want to add from not just this race but your entire season so far? I mean, yeah, season 6.
Yeah, season 6 actually, like at the beginning, I never thought I could battle for maybe at least in the top positions. But yeah, later on the season progress, yeah, somehow it all went well. But unfortunately, not the win. But yeah, maybe next time.
Yeah, it did. When you've got people like RB just smashing it out of the park, probably OP drivers in tier 2, what can you say?
Yes, yes, exactly.
Okay, so we've also got our championship, our World Driver Championship and World Constructor Champion, RB Ferrello in the voice chat. RB, talk us through that race.
Uh, Actually, I had planned to do a last two whatever, like for myself. Uh, and yeah, pretty much the championship was sealed like 2 to 3 races ago. So just it was just a fun race for us.
Yep. Anything along the way which kind of threw you off, saying, "Oh no, I'm going to be in trouble," or you just like, you know what? It's a chill Sunday drive. I just want to have some fun. Give me season 2 vibes, and that's how you went along in your merry little way.
Initially, I just let everyone by I I just wanted the chaos to be calm, and
Mm-hmm.
then I was just saving all my fuel ERS and unleashed it on the second stint where I caught Evil Dog 8 seconds he was ahead, and then like 1 or 2 more laps, then I almost had it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Maybe because of only that, I extended that soft stint. Couple of laps more.
Oh, awesome stuff. Now, how was your entire season? I mean, we've been asking you for a while now, but now that it's actually come to an end, anything that you look back and say, "Hey, these were my top moments." It's like it's been an interesting show throughout the season. Any thoughts on your entire performance and the competition in Tier 2?
Like last season was even I was in tier 2 only, but I used to always think that okay, these guys are very quick and all, but now I have improved a lot in my game sense kind of, and the raw pace is still there, but the game sense is quite important, like when to deploy your ERS and when to use your fuel. So that's what I've improved a lot, and the race starts as well, because I've gained massively in many races with the restart.
Yep, yep. I mean, today was a fine example of that as well. I mean, no action, no fray, no sideways action. Always knew exactly what to do, and the true composure that you kept throughout that race is exactly why you're our season 6 tier 2 champion. So, congratulations once again for taking the top step when it matters. Really, hats off to you. And of
Thank you
course,
so
you
much.
are a
It was
driver of the day as well.
that feels so good, but I need a trophy now.
Well, we'll see what we can do about it. We'll probably send one over. Would you like it in the form of a new game, or would you like it in the form of a real trophy?
I mean, a game would really make my day. Like F1 2020, I've played a lot, and it's the only car racing game which I play and I look up to. So, like a game would be any day better, but a trophy would be just eating some dust in some cupboard or something.
Well, we'll look into it. I'm sure from all the memorable performances that you've given us this season, we should definitely reward you for your lovely little actions. But again, thank you so much for being a great sport throughout the season. And good luck to anything and everything that comes your way in the future. Probably be a tier 1 seat against the likes of the best in India on the PC on the platform. So thank you, Lucky Stars, that you're a victor for now, and look to the skies for that elusive top step, one step higher.
Absolutely. Because I wanted to race in tier 1. Last season, it was quite difficult for me. But then I think I can challenge some of the tier 1 boys now.
Well,
So, yeah.
that
Maybe not for the
is
wins, but yeah, for the podium and stuff. Yeah, for sure.
Well, that is exactly what the boys on the top want to hear. Fresh blood coming in and challenging. Ooh boy, I'm sure that we're gonna love to have you, because we did have you a couple of times in tier 1, and we were not disappointed. I personally have been sweating at every opportunity against you, so I'm definitely looking forward for two more battles down the road. Again, congratulations for the victory. You've taken the crown both for a driver championship and constructor championship. So yeah, take in the reins and call it a night. Well, that has been a topsy-turvy race all through the season. We've got our top drivers here who've made the difference, who've kind of weathered the storm quite literally with all those wet sessions that we had. So I think this marks the end of our sixth season for tier 2. And well, I'm at a loss for words. I've had a lovely time commentating alongside Nifty on some of the fiercest upcoming drivers in our community and in our nations for sim racing in F1. So thank you again all for tuning in. We will see you next time. Stay safe.